Alright, as you can see, I have been working on LOD1 and I have done some rework on some of the textures as well as the stalks here and the trunk. And if I select that, you can see some of the detail that I've modeled in. Still very light for a model. This particular model has grown to approximately 326 polygons. That is quads, so it is a little bit heavy for what we had wanted, but it's looking pretty good for what it is. Nice arch in the fronds, and we're getting a nice curvature to the trunk. And when you get up on that, with the normal maps on there, it's going to hold its silhouette very well. So we'll go with that for now. And so in this lesson, we're going to take a look at normal mapping and how to apply that, how to create it, how to apply that. And what we're going to be using is the NVIDIA free plugin for Photoshop. I believe that is available for you at school. To double check on that. There are other tools that you can use as well that you do have at school, but for what we're doing with the Eco here, it's a very appropriate tool for creating normal maps off of the flat textures. So what we're going to do to demonstrate that is to open the texture map that we currently have on the trunk, and there it is. And it's actually very simple to go ahead and apply or create the normal map. We're just going up here to Filter, NVIDIA Tools, Normal Map Filter. This is what you'll see after it's installed, and you will get this particular interface. And we just want to click on Average RGB. You can see that the preview given to you is looking like a normal map, and you also have this real-time 3D preview with the circulating light that you can see the different maps associated that you can create for this. Go ahead and turn that off while we're working here. Alright, there's a number of different settings. I usually just simply use the defaults. They work best. What I'll go ahead and do usually is duplicate that several times. Seems to work a little bit better this way. And go ahead and flatten that out, and then you'll want to normalize that. Go back into the plugin and check this box, normalize only. That'll normalize it again. And then you save that as your normal map. Okay. 24-bit. And then back into Max, open up the material editor, and we will create this. Alright, at this point you have a number of maps associated with this object already. So what we're going to do is use the eyedropper tool to pick that up. And then we'll go into, actually let me show you how to do that from scratch first. We'll choose a diffuse map and find go and find your map that you've created. In this case it is tree trunk. maps going on in here now. So that's your base map there. And click that so that you can see that. Then down here under maps, you will be using the bump channel here. Click on that, normal bump, OK, and you'll get the parameters window associated with that. For some reason, this just doesn't work quite right, so what I do is open up a window. This is the easiest way to do this. Shell. Go and get your newly created normal map for your tree trunk and drag and drop that into the normal and then dial it up. Alright, click on that and this is what you will see under maps. This is appropriate, and then go ahead and go to the parent and apply that to your tree. And you can see that because of the number of textures that you currently have applied to your model, when you do the eyedropper tool, you will pick them all up and it'll place them in a multi-sub-object material. So you will see associated with one object 3 different ID channels. The one using the normal map, I believe, needs to be in channel 1, ID 1. So if we click on that, we can see that you have the bump map and the texture map applied. You have the normal bump map and you have the effect dialed up, and that will be applied to your tree. And once that is applied, then we'll be able to render that and see the effect of the bump map. Let's get real close in on that so you can see what a beautiful, nice effect that has on your trunk. Alright, we ran through that rather quickly, but we'll cover it again in class if need be. And the other part, the next part of what we're going to be doing is, now since we have all of our maps on the first highest LOD, what we're going to be doing is rendering this object to create a map to apply to the planar surface, which we will call then the 4th LOD, which is the one that is placed furthest out, about 500 feet. So once we have this in place, I'm going to start by clicking F on my keyboard, Z, zoom in, and then we're going to render that. I'll get a little bit further up there. Render that out, go ahead and save that, and I've saved 3 of them already so that you can see, rather than just having one render, I rotate the tree and come up with 3 to 5 different versions of the tree so that when they're all out in the field, they don't all look alike. You have a number of different views of the tree. So once that's done, take those into Photoshop, and you can see that I've begun working on one already. I simply put that on a square map, and for this purpose I'm using a rather large map, 512 by 512, and I usually probably would not go that large. Probably a 256 would be fine. Making sure that it does have an alpha channel, and the background is removed. This requires a lot of cleanup in here with the palm fronds. But once you have this map, you can take that back into Max and apply it to a planar surface, and you will get something that looks like this. Alright, we'll hide the collision object for now. And so we have LOD1, highest resolution, LOD2, mid-res, LOD3, which is the low res, and now this one, which is the 1 polygon tree. And at a distance, you can see that it will likely hold up rather well. And if we render that out, you can again see the beautiful quality of the normal map, which is not applied to any of these. It's not necessary for those. And there's a normal map also associated with the fronds down here where the husks are. It just added so much better detail for that area, and it is within camera range because it is about 6 feet high at that area. And so we are well on our way